Before we get there, Dennis, let's get into that news section.
Let us do that.
Gather round, folks, it's time for the scoop. 2 years in, let's join the loop.
Scoop doop 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 doop. Alrighty then. Unfortunately for fans of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer series, Sarah Michelle Gellar announced on her social media pages earlier this afternoon that Hulu is not moving forward with the Chloe Zhao requel series Buffy New Sunnydale. And I know a lot of people are looking forward to that, but I don't know. I guess it wasn't up to snuff.
It doesn't. I feel like it's not the end of that story. There's a good chance that something will get reworked, or at least there's a good chance they shop it to someone else, depending on how the contract was structured. So
I feel like there should be a lot of clammy hands interested, but I mean, I imagine they also probably went to a bunch of these streamers beforehand, but now they got the proof of concept with that pilot episode. So, yeah.
If they refused the state of the current script and the structure of the story and stuff, I feel like that's a good chance that leaves it open for someone else to then take it and run with it. Now that we've got all these other, I don't know, it seems ripe for the picking, especially if
it really does
get a lot of original cast back to show up for it. And if she was on board, so it's like that's kind of the linchpin right there. That's
exactly
really what fucking makes it happen. So.
And this is a rabid fan base that still celebrates this show in droves. So it's like a no-brainer 100%. That you're going to get the audience. But on the other side, it's kind of nice. I feel like sometimes we do get these kind of reboots or continuation 20, 15 years later, and it kind of flounders. So it's kind of nice that maybe, just possibly, we're not going to get shit just thrown at us for nostalgia's sake. I don't know.
It definitely happens. Those clammy hands keep reaching for things from our childhood too.
That's right. You know what, Jordan? You're right. Clammy hands. That's not a saying, but I'm gonna make it one. One day, people might say it, and if they do, thank God they do, because I mean, I guess they'd be clammy claws. I don't know. Anywho, let's get into the next story here.
Yeah.
Hulu and Fox stunned fans of Family Guy by announcing a new spin-off featuring the youngest member of the Griffin family. That's right, Toasties. Stewie Griffin is getting his own animated series, and here's the logline. After getting the boot from his old preschool, Stewie is forced to enroll in a new one that's not exactly top of the line. It's attended by a handful of kids he doesn't know, and a 75-year-old class turtle with a half-cocked theory on just about every subject. Stewie's miserable, the other kids are miserable, and even the turtle's miserable, until Stewie begins rolling out his trusty array of devices to take them anywhere in space and time, turning every boring day of school into an insane, surreal adventure. I don't know. Like I feel like this is 15, 20 years late. Exactly.
Yeah. It's not, and then this turtle already sounds like the character they tried to replace Brian with. That other dog.
Maybe not like a gruff gangster voice, but I can definitely see it.
But yeah, the half-cocked ideas of how things work. Yeah, it's exactly fucking Magic School Bus. No, I'm with you. It does sound like 15 years too late, if not more. But I think there is something to be said about when they actually move forward with a Family Guy spinoff or another show in the Seth MacFarlane universe. They usually end up being pretty decent.
True.
Been shocked before. I feel like arguably American Dad is the one that's better manufactured now.
100%.
I thoroughly enjoyed the Cleveland show quite a bit, and I was really bummed.
I'm with you.
Carry on because that was very entertaining to me.
That was a great spinoff. Yeah, exactly. It was the same formula, but slightly transformed with a fresher voice. And I will say it was kind of like, all right, I do miss having Cleveland on Family Guy, but at least we'd be able to see him here and there. And that's the weird thing here is, I guess this won't have any bearing on the actual staple show Family Guy. They're not going to mention this new school, and this is only going to be, I guess, like a smaller batch, maybe like 12 to 13 episodes, they're saying, and I don't know. Just seems
I
odd.
can already hear Seth MacFarlane complaining about having to record more lines. You know, like,
right? Yeah, no, he's probably going to be the turtle. Couple of other kids in school, maybe.
You're fucking right. Yeah.
And they say Brian's probably going to pop up, of course, because you got to bring Brian and Stewie together,
dropping him off and picking him up and shit. It's not far enough removed. At least initially, but I get it's like, no, let's try to play into the Rick and Morty audience. Let's try to get some of that over here.
And like they had solar opposites and solar opposites and Futurama that just haven't hit. And you know, now that you're not on broadcast TV, you can get away with doing more swearing and whatnot. So maybe, like you said, this is their Rick and Morty, and everyone loves Stewie, kind of. And it's interesting because Stewie's changed so much over the years. Like, he went from wanting to kill Lois, wanting world domination. Now he's just kind of doing his own thing. And it's like, all right, so I guess they've kind of zeroed in where they want him to be, but I don't know.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It seems like an odd time to be trying to pull this one out, especially with what Ted is wrapping up. So
yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. It's replacing that gap.
One with the other. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I know I'm going to watch it. I'll probably like it, but it's just going to feel a little off to me. I don't know. Like you said, that was my first thought. Magic School Bus, but instead of Miss Frizzle, you got fucking Stewie.
And a 74-year-old turtle.
Yeah, as you get.
I guess it's one of those, like, we just kind of see how it plays out.
Exactly.
I'm a little curious, but I'm not, like, holding my breath. You
No,
know?
exactly. I'm with you. All right. So let's go to something else that's a nostalgia grab, but also different. Sir Ben Kingsley has signed on to Sonic the Hedgehog 4 in an undisclosed live-action role. I feel like he's been doing some fun stuff in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Trevor Slattery, so maybe he wants to continue being in that franchise machine and doing wacky characters. Like, I don't know. Looking at him, I'm like, I could see him being related to Robotnik or something, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah. Especially has that delivery, too, of... Or maybe some other... I don't know the Sonic world well enough. Is there another...
I'm with you on that.
You know,
I mean, you got Egghead, and then you got Robotnik, but they're kind of the same character, I thought. I don't know.
I thought Dr. Eggman and Robot... Yeah, I thought they were the same.
I thought they were.
Or is one the father of the other, or something stupid like that?
Maybe. Well, that's the thing that I guess maybe my theory should be flawed, because in the last movie, we met Jim Carrey's, Dr. Robotnik's grandfather, who was also Jim Carrey. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But it just seems weird, because Sir Ben Kingsley used to be like top of the line indie prestige things, and now he's like just going around doing fun stuff.
I think getting to do this, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, Eggman and Robotnik are the same character.
All right, that does make sense then.
But I think it's more he does some of these bigger tentpole things that then allows him to go back and do the more indie sort of actors movies.
That makes sense.
House of Sand and Fog was fantastic, and I thought he did
true.
That. But that is no reason why he can't be in a Iron Man movie, I guess, for some reason.
Yeah.
Was that the first one he was in was Iron Man?
Yeah, Iron Man, then Shang-Chi, and then the One Shot, and now good old Wonder Man. So yeah, he's doing, and I'd love to see more after watching him in Wonder Man.
Sure.
Is fantastic, but so I guess we'll find out in the next year or so, because that movie is going to be coming out probably next Christmas, if I had to guess. So yeah, another round of casting news here. Kate Winslet has been cast as the female lead of Andy Serkis's Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum. Now, apparently, this is taking place between The Hobbit and The Fellowship of the Ring, so it's like, I don't know what gap she's going to fill in, but I'm intrigued. She's a prestige actress. It's a big universe.
Yeah. No, I don't know enough about the literary side of it to...
Yeah.
I'm sure there's an established character that people will make sense of, but I still just can't get over that it's the man who played Gollum is actually getting to do the show, like getting to run the show, and it's like, that's fantastic.
And it's interesting. he deserves it. He knows that world. But if you look at his track record of movies, he did, I want to say, that movie about Stephen Hawking. It's a good movie. Then he went and did, I want to say, there was something like a Mowgli movie in the mix. Then he did Venom, the one with Woody Harrelson as Carnage. Let There Be Carnage.
Yeah.
And now he has this Angel Studios animated version of Animal Farm coming out. So it's like a weird, spotty directing record. Nothing that really screams, let me take over this giant franchise, but why not?
I think at this point, especially like after rattling all those things off, all of them are pretty distinct enough from each other too. He could just be one of those guys that just like, I needed my projects to all taste different to me when I'm making them, with the exception of the one that probably, really put him on the map, or, at least to me.
Most of the viewing audience
was Lord of the Rings. So, that could be interesting.
Now, the big thing about this that this past week that has been talked a lot about in like social media and podcasts and news articles all online, people are like, oh my God, Elijah Wood's in it. Oh my God, there's talk that this is going to be a trilogy. And it's like, I feel like we were personally talking about this back over the summer. I feel like Ian McKellen said Frodo and Gandalf are back for this new trilogy. And now people are connecting the dots. Like, why was there a weird disconnect? People forgot that? I guess because it wasn't official?
It's known that they know each other, obviously, by the beginning of Fellowship. They have this established history together. So I guess it's natural. It's like, they don't do the adventuring together stuff yet.
Yeah, it's like Frodo knows about the adventures. He has never gone on one.
Yeah, he likes hearing the stories and stuff. Which again makes me wonder what this thing is going to be then. Are we spending time between, because wasn't Gollum a hobbit?
Yeah, I think that was hundreds of years before a story, possibly.
Yes, yeah.
And I think that's what some people have speculated, that she'll be playing Gollum's mother? And it's like,
so we're the flashback to well before The Hobbit then.
I think so.
Place between those stories, but I feel like you're going to have to, because if you're going to get invested into who, keep saying Gollum, but what was
Smeagol?
Hobbit? Smeagol. Yeah. Which again,
so maybe we might see Circus.
Both names are just monsters,
right? So maybe we might be seeing Andy Serkis in front of the camera, besides just mocapping it as well. That'd be kind of nice,
right? Or do you finally hand the keys off to someone else? And I don't want to be crawling around fucking ground in that suit, right?
Especially if you don't have to use the excuse, I got to be behind the camera. I got to watch it all from Director's Village. Yeah, I don't know. So I guess time will tell, and hopefully we'll get some more casting soon of who's going to be in this thing. But I feel like that's fun seeing her out there. All right.
Definitely. No, she'll be great.
Yeah. Rumor has it that Lantern star Aaron Pierre will reprise his role of Jon Stewart in James Gunn's next Superman movie, Man of Tomorrow, and that this very well could be a soft launch into the Justice League. And I mean, this seems like a no-brainer. What do you think?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm a fan of the actor. What was that? That
Rebel Ridge?
That kicked ass for something that like worked within its budget very, very well. The man held his own. He is an action star. I'm all about it. Yeah.
Now, have you watched? I guess they put a teaser out for Lanterns. I haven't watched it yet, but have you?
No, not yet. Not
I've heard some backlash that it's not green enough and not as they're leaning hard into the true detective aspect of it, opposed to just the superhero. And it's like, it's a teaser trailer. Let it be what it is.
They're also like galaxy cops. Let's not forget the Lantern Corps is their job. Like it's not they're not just the Justice League or the Avengers or whatever the fuck, Guardians of the Galaxy. Like they're there. They have a specific task that they respond to. So I think let's ease up.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm also not a hardcore like Green Lantern fan.
Sure,
I did
neither am I
when I was younger, but
I'm sure they're not always just doing this crazy shit. They're doing a job. They're regular people and aliens working a day job that not everyone's gonna love.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess if we're bringing him in, do you think something's gonna happen to? I guess what the fuck's his name? I'm not even going to ask because I know you didn't see the movie and I'm blanking on the name, so why would I make you pull out a name? I was going to say, yeah, the one is it Guy Gardner? Yeah, I want to say Guy Gardner. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Guy being played by what's his face from Castle, Nathan Fillion. Like he was in the first Superman movie, and he was starting the Justice Gang by the end of the movie, and he's going to be in Lanterns. But it's like, are we going to get more than one Lantern in Superman? That'd be interesting. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's because it's been acknowledged there is multiple, even from Earth. Because then you also have Hal Jordan.
Yep. I think Hal is training John Stewart in this Lantern show.
Yep. Progression of, and then the guy who was Lantern when I was reading them was Kyle Rayner, who's the edgy fucking darkness. He was the one that got obsessed with then like killing other Lanterns and taking.
That's dope.
Because your power starts compounding.
Ooh, man, that should be the show, man. Hopefully that plays in the show.
Oh yeah,
that'd be sweet.
That'd be cool, but it's like I don't know if
you're gonna start your series by killing them. Yeah,
you need to build that up and then work your way up to it. But that would be a cool storyline.
Yeah. Speaking of cool storylines here, Dennis, I think this one's cool. Scooper My Time to Shine recently announced that Sony and Marvel are interested in making a Spider-Man Wolverine team-up movie. Where are you on this? I feel like I know where you're at.
I fucking love it. It's probably two of my favorite, not just Marvel characters, but comic book characters, period. The only one next to those two for me would be like Batman. So,
yeah.
It's...
Now, where would fantastic. Would you see them as friends or foes? Because rumor has it, in the beginning of Doomsday, they're going to be brawling it out. We're going to get Jackman and Tobey Maguire duking it out, and they'll eventually die but come back to life by the end and forget what happened. But I don't know if I buy that so much.
It's a battle I would like to watch because I feel like it's something that in the comics, anytime that they've crossed paths in a way where they have fought, it's something where they surprise each other. You can't short Spider-Sense, man. Spider-Sense fucking beats out a whole lot of other things. when you can predict the movements of the next person seconds before it happens, and you have the agility to get the fuck out of the way, it kind of does a lot. It's one of the most,
especially when you're working with someone so hand-to-hand combat like Logan is. But he plays dirty, so he'll get a few. Swipes
Wolverine,
in there.
Yeah, he's gonna when he gets an open shot, he's gonna fucking take it.
Oh hell yeah! But how do you feel about the fact that Sony seems to be anchoring the Spider-Man movies with the MCU characters? Do you feel like Spider-Man should get his own shining film, or do you think he should keep getting characters from the MCU popping up over in his Sony films?
I don't mind it because I think it's one of the only characters that has been so far removed from everything else. Everyone else has got woven in, even though Spider-Man has been an Avenger. He's been caught up in the thick of the biggest plots and stuff in the past.
Yeah.
Not just the comics, but we've already seen in the movies before too. And they've had to walk that back. I think if they're smart, let's just collaborate instead of dividing all these lines. I think it'll play off a lot better. You'll make a lot more money if you just decide to bring it all into the fold.
So hopefully that does come to fruition. Or, I mean, they're saying Spider-Man. Do you think it would be Peter Parker, or do you think there would be a world where we'd get Miles Morales coming in with Wolverine?
I mean, we haven't seen a live-action Miles Morales, so that would
not yet. And we know he's out there. His uncle's been out there in the film, so
yep. I could see. I don't know. I could see it going that way, but I think the initial
probably one of our established.
If they want to play it politically, they're going to make it Peter Parker.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I would still, even if it was Miles, I'd still go see that shit. That sounds awesome too.
Right.
I like both characters, so.
Fair enough. Yeah. So hopefully that comes to happen because who doesn't want to see those two on screen together in their own film?
That'd be fun. That'd be cool.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like Quentin Tarantino has finished writing his first stage play. It'll be titled The Popinjay Cavalier. And here's the synopsis. Set in 1830s Europe, The Popinjay Cavalier is a rambunctious comedy of deception, and disguise, inspired by the grand swashbuckling epics of stage and screen, a sweeping celebration of theater and its heightened romance, told with Tarantino's signature style of unmistakable wit. And the play will premiere in London's West End in early 2027. I don't know. That doesn't really sound Tarantino-ish, but...
I will have to argue. To me, it kind of does, because in the film Singing in the Rain, the main movie that they're working on over the course of the film is a swashbuckler like that. And
interesting.
The whole commentary on like how ridiculous, like there's a screening where the audio doesn't sync right and they're arguing, and it's hilarious because it looks like the lady has a dude's voice when she's clearly saying no, but you're hearing the word yes, and then when he's speaking, he's saying, you hear the word yes even though he's clearly,
you get that.
Anyways, blah blah blah.
Sense of comedy, and
but the action is still present. And then there's still the stress of the movie getting made itself. This is also classic Hollywood, like old school Hollywood that we all know he loves and adores. So
true.
To me, it just kind of makes sense because that was such a pivotal point in the like golden age of Hollywood filmmaking. That was a story that would get kicked up a lot in the UK and here in the US. It's ripe for the picking. I think we think of the Westerns and things more often, but in other places, especially in the UK, the swashbucklers were always getting made. So,
but I kind of do like that because we haven't seen that side of Tarantino, and I feel like him doing a stage play will also be such a unique, because he has a distinguished voice that you normally, I feel like stage plays are more tame, and his will be more broad and kind of unrelentlessly him, which would be nice.
Yes. Yeah. Unapologetic in his voice, for sure. No, that is classic Tarantino. So, no, it sounds intriguing to me. I'm curious what the reviews are going to be like.
Right.
Obviously not going to make it out there to see the
shit.
So.
But I do wonder if this hits well in the West End, if they'll bring it to Broadway and off-Broadway and tour it around America. I feel like it's the only logical move. Or do you think they'll do like a Hamilton-style thing where they'll record it, release it in theaters first, dip the toes?
I really hope that, because then at least if he ends up having a say in how that is produced, we're getting another added layer of the visual aspects, and the focus will be brought into the shots, the angles, the coverage that he'll want to have covered.
See, because that's the thing. He doesn't have control of that on stage, which is interesting. Because in camera, you get to edit the shit out of it and frame fuck it and have your camera, but the audience sees. But I feel like he'll be very meticulous the way he'll kind of direct on stage and what we'll see. And like he's proved with like Hateful Eight and films like that, he can do a contained piece.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've no doubt he can do a single location, even if it's not a single location. But, the fact that all of your performers are in this one space and nothing's getting to get to change that drastically, really. Yeah, that's well within his wheelhouse.
And what do you think? Do you think he'd get like the average staple of like Tarantino's actors in his movies? Do you think we'll get like a Sam Jackson and some of these other guys? Or do you think he'll go more like stage actors? Although I guess everyone kind of does everything nowadays. I don't think he's done it before. That could be interesting.
To me, it leans more that direction of I'm sure he could get a lot of his normal corral of performers. But there's going to be a few who just be excited purely for that reason. Or just like, oh, yeah. No, I would love to get on stage again. But then, there's also there's plenty of extremely talented live stage performers that I'm not necessarily familiar with, especially the active talent that he would have available then. Because I'm sure the characters' ages and things would be a big deal. So it's not like a lot of his films have a whole lot of super young performers anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that will come into play, especially given the character that's set up for the story here.
Fair enough. All right. Well, hopefully we'll get reviews of that early next year.
Cool. Looking forward to it.
All right. So as we know, initially Jay Roach was supposed to be directing an Ocean's 11 prequel starring Danny Ocean's parents. Then he dropped out, and then Minari and Twister's director Lee Isaac Chung came over to be the director. However, he recently just dropped out. And it's interesting because initially this was going to star Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, but Gosling dropped out and Bradley Cooper came on board. And now it looks like Bradley Cooper is going to be writing and directing this. I don't know. How do you feel about that? It seems like a natural move, I think.
I think the man seems to be more than capable of doing all those jobs at once. He's got the chops. He's been in the business long enough. It is a beloved property, but we're going in a direction we've never seen before. So I think that leaves a lot of open ground. It's one of those where it's like, you know generally where it should end, given the environment that needs to exist for our future characters to make the decisions they make. So I think that's kind of a fun playground to kind of live in. Now you can create some pretty crazy shit to then set the example that is needed for Danny and what's the sister's
I forget
name?
her. Yeah, I forget
the Oceans
the
to
name.
then go on their journey. So.
And what I do respect is the fact that Margot Robbie is producing with her Lucky Chap Productions, and that she's on board, and the fact that she didn't just jump into production. Like, she seems like she's trying to take her time and make something that's worthwhile, and not just shit out a basic movie.
Yeah. Nice. I mean, again, there's someone else who's seems to have a pretty strong understanding of the business, and after many very successful projects, you must start to recognize when the planets are aligning, and nope, this is the thing. Nope, you gotta jump on that. Right.
So, yeah, hopefully we'll get some more info soon, and I guess I'm saying that on everything. I suck at transitions for this part of the show here, Dennis. So I guess let's just move on. Universal is developing a Mr.
Bovine Joni himself.
I love that episode. That's what I was thinking. Sorry. Universal is developing a Bon Jovi biopic, which will cover the early years of the band. I'm sorry. I just got Frank Reynolds trying to convince Bon Jovi's people to put on a free show for him. Oh, God.
No.
Bon Jovi's.
He wants to buy the Philadelphia Spirit arena football team.
Yes.
That was because at the time, John Bon Jovi owned the team, and I don't think it exists anymore. That whole league doesn't exist anymore. So,
I don't know. I don't really know Bon Jovi enough to be like, I'm excited, but I know these music biopics are hot. People always jump on board. But do you think there's a good backstory here with this band? I feel like I'm getting sick of these things.
I'm gonna confess something. I might offend some music fans out here. I've never been a big fan of Bon Jovi. I think a lot of their songs are ridiculous and very just like, why is this a thing?
Right.
You're a cowboy and you steal a horse. I don't just fuck up. I've just never been a big fan. Their songs don't really click with me, but I also didn't live through that era and hear all that stuff for the first time. So I'm not going to disparage anyone else's personal experience.
If you're a fan of them, sure.
It's just not my taste. But this is one where I'm like, to me, it's not so steeped in lore, and like, I don't think this is an artist that has, to me,
had the struggles as much,
or the impact, the legacy impact that so many other bands have had that we're still talking about. So many other individual music artists and 2 episodes back when I was talking about the Nat King Cole movie, I'm like, there is a musical artist, or Missy Elliott.
I'd watch a Missy Elliott movie.
I'd watch a Missy Elliott movie too, actually.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Can she work it? Hell yeah. I'm with you.
This one,
I almost wanted to leave this one off the list, but I kept it on because I wasn't sure your take. Yeah.
I can see people showing up for it, though.
Exactly.
It's not going to be much of our generation.
True. But, hey, maybe whatever brings asses to seats in the theater, I'm all for.
Right.
So, moving on here. DreamWorks Animation has officially greenlit a sequel to their 2024 hit film, The Wild Robot. The sequel will be an adaptation of The Wild Robot Escapes, which is the second book in the Wild Robot series of children's novels. I guess you can call them that. It's about Roz escaping from a farm that she's working on to get back to her son and friends back on the island from the first movie. I know I don't think you saw it, but honestly,
not yet.
One of the best animated movies of the last 15 years, in my opinion. So I'm really excited for this.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it seems logical to then keep going with the story where it resolved in the first film.
Yes. I mean, they left everything off on a happy note, but it was still sad because it's essentially about, I'm not going to spoil it, but it was about a robot raising a little duckling and or gosling, I guess they're called, and then letting it go off into the world and letting the robot do what she was meant to do. And apparently that clearly isn't going to work because she loves that little fuck. Yeah. All right. But
oh my god, that's great.
Oh man.
Cute.
All right, so for about a year now, we've known the fact that Netflix was developing an animated Ghostbusters movie, but there's been little to no information about the project put out into the world until now. Jeff Schneider of The Insider has recently announced that the title of this is currently going to be called Ecto. Sorry, I can't fucking talk today. Sorry. Ecto as in Ecto 1. And it will be from the perspective of a ghost. Not only that.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're watching The Hunted, I guess, at this point, opposed to The Hunters, which is interesting.
Right.
But not only that, but Netflix is also developing an animated series set in the 90s, and it's during Walter Peck's initial run for mayor.
So... the even realer Ghostbusters, or what the fuck?
Yeah, not the extreme.
The even more real, the really extreme real Ghostbusters.
Right. I don't know. I'm more excited about Ecto. I feel like seeing an animated movie from a ghost perspective being busted could be interesting.
See, what I'm wondering is it supposed to be like? Is it going to be a Slimer-like character that is just
I would hope
with
so.
the Ghostbusters now? Yeah, because otherwise, like, I'm not watching Ghostbusters for the ghosts.
I'm not gonna lie, as a kid I was watching for Slimer, who wasn't really a character at all. He's more of a mascot. So this get me interested in that. But yeah, if it's just any old ghost, who gives a fuck? I don't know.
Well, I'm more about like the Ghostbusters allure is the Ghostbusters, right? Like it's not the incredible setting or the journeys and adventures ago. No, it's like it's these guys who figured out how to do this fucking crazy thing that no one else seems to really have a grip on tackling the same problem.
And the theme song isn't getting busted makes me feel good. It's bustin' makes me feel good. I mean, the ghost ain't bustin'. Unless, what if it's a ghost that's going to ghost bust? Like, he's like a self-hating ghost.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, what happened? I mean, we've already seen that happen in one of the movies.
That's true. In Afterlife,
ghost did come back to help bust a ghost. So that
made him feel good.
He didn't need to be busted, though. He was just
doing
doing more busting.
Yeah.
Now, I feel really filthy saying that all of that train of thought out loud, but that is.
Well, you didn't talk about the fact that he was busting in front of his young granddaughter, and his daughter and his grandson. You left that part out, so it's not as filthy as it could have been.
Oh my god!
And then he gave a good old hug to his granddaughter after busting.
Oh god!
Yeah. I don't know.
Yep.
Either way.
Yep.
I'm intrigued because I think Ernie Hudson is associated. I'm gonna move on from this for you because I know you feel dirty. I could dig deeper somehow, but I'm not gonna.
Hey, that 80-year-old man has been crushing it in the gym. I'm glad.
Dude, he's muscle bound galore. Hell yeah.
That guy's a badass. That's
dude. Give me all of the Hudson you got.
Ernie Hudson.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
But do you think we'll get others? Do you think we'll get like, I know Aykroyd, he's never going to leave that franchise, so I could see him coming back. But do you think Bill Murray would come back to voice?
He has before. I think if it's the right... Now, if it's regularly voicing characters, not at all. If it was something like a cameo, maybe someone else is voicing his character. But like then he does some other throwaway one-line thing that, if you know if you know his voice, you'll recognize he was there. But I don't think Bill Murray is going to be up
Although
for,
I'm saying this,
recording a bunch of animated stuff.
But I guess he did do 2 Garfield films, so I didn't think of that when I asked. But that was, 20 years ago? Yeah.
And that was...
Tale of Two Kitties didn't leave a very good taste in his mouth, I bet.
I don't think so.
No.
So. He has the
Flabby
temperament.
Tabby would have done it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. I think we've exhausted the ghost-busting aspect of the show today.
We busted this story.
Yeah, we did.
It doesn't feel good anymore.
No, but you know what feels good to me, Dennis? Fresh off the success of Hoppers, Disney and Pixar has announced that they are working on a 3rd entry into the Monsters, Inc. franchise. Some might say, do we need this? And I say, yeah, damn right we do.
As long as if it's our classic guys, I'm here for it.
We got Goodman and Crystal. Dude, when I was at Disney Springs a couple of weeks ago, they were hawking fucking Monsters University shit. I almost got a Monsters University cardigan, but I didn't because I fucking heamed and hawed over what I wanted to get, and then the store closed. But they're still killing it over there. But my thing is, I hope that this is more of a sequel. I mean, I know we have the Monsters at Work show that they pop up in. I never watched because it looked kind of lame. If they're not the main center, I don't give a fuck. But I'm kind of hoping maybe they go back and visit Boo. I want some more Boo in this bitch.
Right. Now Boo's like some sort of human liaison to like...
Ooh,
she's grown up and then is now just like, no, there's this other world that we need to acknowledge. There's this thing that's going on.
Right.
But we need to kind of like... It's the limited number of humans that are aware of the other side and now need to protect the monsters. Like, we can't let the worlds blend too much because that will... People freak out.
It's going to fuck up their whole business. Yeah. We saw what happened when a fucking human...
Black,
although, I guess that could be an interesting twist on it. We saw what happened when a human entered their world, but what happens when they enter the human world and it's not just to I don't know. I'm not a Pixar person, but they'll know better than us.
Stand-up comedy.
Yeah. I don't know. I was excited, but I guess I'm more excited to hear what the story's going to be. But they're in early development of that. Yeah.
Filling more of that out. I'm curious to see what that ends up being. That's pretty broad.
Yeah, very broad. Especially who would think, let's do a prequel. Yeah, all right, we're moving on.
Yeah. Oh, no. Sorry, I just thought I saw a shot. Tried to take it. See, now I'm batting a fucking 1,000 with the transitions here. So
this is a very tough episode, folks. It's not always this janky. Just sometimes. We'll use the excuse. It's like 2 a.m. my time. I'm sleepy. That's my excuse. It's a bad false excuse. But anywho,
it's a good one.
Andor writer Bo Woolman has been hired to write a Game of Thrones movie. Rumor has it that the film will be centered on Aegon the First Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, and the man who spawned the Targaryen dynasty. I don't know. I feel like the way the show ended, not so hot, but then I feel like they've bounced back with these 2 other series. People really like them. How do you feel? Do you think it's time to make a full-blown movie? Without our main cast,
at this point,
new characters.
Why not? I loved Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I didn't, and then House of the Dragon. I also was like, oh, how's this going to be being like 150 or 200 years before, or whatever? No, it was more than that. Like 300 years before Game of Thrones.
Damn.
Like, is it going to be weird that we don't have certain characters? No, it doesn't fucking matter because all of these legacy families, they are in their places. For
That's
a reason.
true.
The Targaryens are a name for a reason. I'm excited to see all the stories why they are known as who they are, because by the time those who watched Game of Thrones, by the time we get there, it's like it's stories. Most of the family's been killed off. They've been exiled to a fucking foreign land across an ocean, and they're living with the people who are afraid of the ocean. Like it's wild, but there used to be so many more of them. They used to be the most powerful family and all this stuff, and I like this. I like the direction it's going. I don't know. It sounds like fun to me, and I think we've seen it's so much more about writing interesting characters in this well-established world, and that's the whole. That's it. And you can
That's true.
They find incredible performers who've done great jobs playing all these varying characters. We don't need people to come back. As much as I like the cast that we've had before, one of the things I like about these series is it's still fun to just go back and watch them again. I don't need cameos from this and that person. It's like, no, they did their part. They carried their part.
See, I guess they're kind of doing what Star Wars can't do. Star Wars is so hooked on the fucking Skywalker name that even now Rey is a Skywalker. So any Rey movie is going to be associated with Skywalker. But this, like you said, we know the lore.
Back into that.
Yeah. So, I think you're right. And to see the scope of what they can do on HBO times 100 to be on the big screen, that sounds pretty badass.
And I truly hope it actually goes to the big screen. It isn't just a streaming release. That would be amazing. I hope not.
That would be a slap in the face.
Yeah, come on now. I think they've earned it at this point. It's such a cinematic series to begin with.
Right. For sure.
Love to see that.
Well, speaking of cinematic universes here, Dennis, a few weeks ago, Aliens fans were dealt a bad hand when they found out that Fede Alvarez wasn't coming back to direct Alien Romulus, and we kind of speculated on who could take over that franchise. Well, now rumor has it that A Quiet Place Day 1 director Michael Sarnowski will be taking over the directing duties of this Alien franchise, and I feel like that's pretty good hands to leave it in. He made a prequel,
understand suspense. That's the whole point. Like anticipation. That this is all of the emotions you should be experiencing watching an Alien movie. These seems to be well practiced at that, or at least has done it on a large scale before. So,
yeah,
I loved Romulus. I'm a little anxious about why do we need a direct sequel to that specific movie and not just keep expanding the world out of the series. And
that's so true. Because I mean, we hit big with Alien Earth. That was a success. We hit big with Romulus. Why not continue seeing different stories told, and then later on come back and do a sequel if need be?
And then
maybe that's what they're doing.
The other ones too. I liked Prometheus. I liked the directions they're going with the Predator films, and they're still acknowledging the worlds are actually connected. These are interwoven stories. They're just far apart from each other, both physically and chronologically. But then to have all of that Weyland-Yutani shit in the last Predator movie, I'm like, well, yeah.
Did you get to it yet? I know it's over on Max, and awesome.
Yep.
Did we talk about that? No. Did we? We did?
I
thought I did.
Fuck.
Ooh, we should toast that sometime together.
I watched it, and then
I'd love to hear your take.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. You bastard.
I'm like, didn't even realize. Like, oh shit, I guess I did. I was. I think anytime where I'm like starting to cook a meal while the movie's going, I kind of like write it off in my head of like, but I didn't watch every minute. You know, like I had to look away, but I was still listening. And I yeah.
All right. Well, what's it say? You like it? Was it good? Was it worth it?
Yeah, I loved it.
All right,
that was cool,
dude. What about that ending, huh, man? The way it connects to
see what Mama's up to.
Right. Oh yeah, that's not Dad, that's Mom.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like, oh god, that was good.
You think Dad was bad?
All about that.
Fuck yeah. Well, I think you're going to be all about this next one, possibly, Dennis, because we've talked about it before. Arnold Schwarzenegger has announced that he and Christopher McQuarrie are developing a King Conan movie over at 20th Century Studio. He said, It's a great old story that Conan was 40 years as a king, and now he gets forced out of the kingdom, and there's conflict, of course, but somehow he comes back, and there's all kinds of madness, violence, magic, and creatures, and stuff like that. And now, of course, there's all kinds of special effects. Not only that, but he confirmed that Dan Trachtenberg wants him to come back and star in the next Predator movie like we were just talking about. And a script was recently completed for Commando 2. I feel like 2 of those are exciting and one is very questionable.
I have a hard time seeing him doing Commando 2.
Yeah.
to be honest, another Predator movie. I mean, it'd be cool. But King Conan, this is what I've been wanting for a long time.
They've been teasing it since the end of the last one.
When we were in college, he did a promo shoot where they actually like put him in costume, and he had the beard and everything. Like he had the ornate throne and stuff, and holding the sword, I love. For those of you who aren't watching, the thumbnail that Adam has used for the story here is from the second. I believe it's from the second Conan movie.
Conan the Conqueror.
I think it's the beginning. I think it's the beginning. It's
because he's telling the story.
He's been and now here's how he became. You get the whole narrator.
Yeah.
Like, well, he's a king now, but you should hear about how he fucking became king.
Right.
But I know this.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Explored in comics and novels and things. So
whole run.
Intrigued by this.
And he's the right age. Although crazy to think, he's almost 80. But he still kicks ass. And a lot of people are like, well, he did all the fucking Terminator movies, and those weren't good. But those weren't good movies in general, so the audience stood away. And sure, some of the other stuff were smaller, and most people didn't know they existed. But Conan is something that a lot of people in our age range and slightly older do know. Maybe the kids don't know him, but I feel like this is going to make some money if it happened. And Chris McQuarrie, the guy that did the last 4 Mission Impossible movies, and the man that brought back Tom Cruise in fucking Top Gun Maverick. He was one of the writers of Maverick. He can use that style to make a Conan movie. And like Conan says...
He has a good understanding of how to incorporate a legacy actor in a role that it may not seem to make sense to have them come back and do it again. But I would argue Conan the Barbarian's probably one of my favorite Schwarzenegger movies. As much legacy as his other actors.
That's probably the second biggest one that he has.
It is but it just, from a filmmaking standpoint, it did so many incredible things. All in-camera effects and the locations and the wardrobe and just I love this long drawn-out journey that the character goes on, and it's brutal. Mm-hmm. Yes, the other movies are intense and brutal too, but they start to use a lot of gimmicks, and I feel like we started to see the actor repeat similar characters from one film to the next. We've never really seen another. He's not done Conan a bunch of times. He did Conan twice. There were other sword and sorcery style films, or what's the other name? Sword and Sandal type
films.
Yeah,
but I like to. There's been some, and I feel like especially if fucking He-Man does good or Masters of the Universe does good this summer, there's no way this movie won't get made, in my opinion. If that isn't a flop.
And and then every once in a while we get more things. We go back to other mythological, not quite the same genre, of course, if we're splitting hairs. But when there was that Rock Hercules movie from
which was surprisingly better than I thought it would be.
And then you get was it Clash of the Titans and those
didn't see those
spin-off one. It's like there's still Titans. The audience will still show up for those things, but this is such a profound legacy behind it. And I would say the first and second Conan films are still very good movies to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I still enjoy that. Yeah, they're still fucking great. So I mean,
case in point, you reviewed. I want to say last season you reviewed the first Conan movie. I think, didn't you?
I think I did both. Because I remember loving
and the video game.
I ended up played. Yeah, that was fun. Which there have been a few of those. I only did the survival. The survival one, not the. I think there is another action Conan game, but they're still making shit for that. That game is still active too.
That's what I'm saying. You got video game franchise of it works, comic book series of it that works. So why wouldn't you want to bring it back to the big screen? And that's the only thing that scares me about it being a 20th Century Studios film. Most of their films are being dumped onto Hulu, but still, if we get it, we get it. Even if it's not on the big screen, still be nice to see happen.
That would be that's. I think that one might be forgivable. I would still just want to see it regardless. I'd prefer to see it in a big screen, but at this point, honestly, I would just be excited to see a screening of Conan the Barbarian in a theater.
True,
just for fun.
Yeah.
And then I forget there was another. They did remake it, didn't they? And that was not.
They did with Jason Momoa.
Not the same. especially when it's like they jumped into his journey already. He was already Conan, you know. I kind of like that idea of we're hearing the tales of Conan more than like he's already been a pirate, he's already been like a governor, he's already or whatever. You know, he's already done too many things.
All this rigmarole,
I want to see the journey.
And now the beauty of this is we know he's done it for 40 fucking years, and he has to prove himself again and reclaim his throne. You don't get that with many 80-year-old men doing that.
Awesome. I'm all about especially if it's still going to be this actor, then dude, I want to see how that is accomplished.
Right. And with Chris McQuarrie here, having such personal ties working on Mission Impossible, what if fucking Tom Cruise was the one that took the throne away, and then we get Tom Cruise on Arnold action? Or is that just kind of lame? Because clearly one of those guys is buff. And one's just
I think those are too big of egos to have in the same movie.
True.
It's like Tom Cruise would never do an Expendables. It was amazing they even got the people they did to do those movies.
True.
I just don't know if that whole AI video clip of the Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. I'm like, that'll never fucking happen. But we can hope.
My only thought is because Chris McQuarrie, but who would you want to see? Like, I could see maybe a Jason Momoa taking on fucking Arnold or something like that. Two Conans coming head to head, man. I don't know.
Or maybe a Alan
or a lady
Richardson.
Oh yeah, Alan Richardson.
Like just that physical presence of. Well, that's one of the things I also liked about James Earl Jones in the first movie is it wasn't necessarily just his physical appearance, but it was the lore, the mythos surrounding him, and then his inherent magical ability too made him terrifying.
True. So like you were talking about the fact that they remade it. One movie that they talked about for years was Red Sonja, and then they made a Red Sonja that came out last year, very limited. Looked like dog shit in the trailer. I really enjoyed it. I saw it while it was in theaters, and I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was going to suck so bad, but it was a fun time, man.
Totally forgot about that too. That's funny.
Because she's in the realm of fucking Conan, right? Red Sonja?
Isn't it? Yeah, I want to say yes, but they're also separated by either a considerable amount of time, where it's the same. I forget the name of the realm, or the land that they're on. But I want to say she's from the same place, but their stories don't necessarily
cross
overlap chronologically. Or it could be one of those things where that's when Conan was king, sitting on his throne, and I don't. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Or,
I don't know. Honestly,
separation. I just don't think it was ever a thing where they never fought side by side. They never adventured together, but they existed in the same world. I believe is an accurate statement.
Yeah. So I don't know. Of course, we've talked ad nauseum. I think about him coming back for Predator. We'd love to see it. But Commando 2, I don't get. But if it was that character in a nursing home and he has to fucking kick ass, I'd like that. But I don't know. Is there any world where you think Commando 2 starring Arnold Schwarzenegger would ever be made? I don't think that's happening.
Alyssa Milano to come back and
it's his daughter, right?
Yeah. It's it's a really early acting role for her. That fucking hilarious montage of him just chopping wood, building a cabin. And now we're feeding a deer. Come here, daughter. We're going to feed the deer.
What a good time the 80s were.
Oh, it was great. I wouldn't know. I lived in them for 3 months, so.
Yeah, I was there for a year-ish, and I remember it all so well, Dennis.
Yeah, I was about to say, so you have
so much.
You might have a memory.